Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny and it's time to create some 2024 goals. I have two different categories for this. I have a reading category and then a booktube category just to talk about like the future of my channel and some new things that I would like to work on this year. So as far as my reading goals go, my first goal is always to set like a number of books that I would like to accomplish this year, and I'm going to set this at 100 books this year. I have met this goal the past 2 years, and so I do think that this is a very achievable goal. I never want to set this number so high that I'm stressed out about the number of books that I'm reading, but I think 100 is a doable goal for me. The second goal is to do with rereads. So I have really, within creating this booktube channel, I have stopped rereading. I do reread some every once in a while, but not as much as I used to. And so I would really like to get back into that because there are some books that I've just dearly loved and I am not giving myself the room to read them. And so I'm going to make myself a goal this year that I want to reread one book per month. It could be more than that. It could be less. As long as I think the year-end goal is that I want to have at least 12 books that I've reread. I've already started this goal this month. I have started my reread of Scott Lynch's Gentleman Bastards, so I am rereading The Lies of Locke Lamora at the moment, and I am really having fun with it, and so I think that this goal is going to allow me to have the room to go back and reread some of my favorites. I am going to do some TBRs throughout the year where I'm pulling my rereads from like a jar, and so I'm not actually picking them. I'm having fate pick them for me, and so you guys will see that throughout the year as well. My third goal is to read more diversely, and specifically in two genres. I would like to up my game a little bit. I would like to read more horror and I would like to read more sci-fi. So I'm going to set myself a goal for each of these genres. I would like to set a goal of reading 3 horror books a month and 2 sci-fi books a month. That's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. I know last year I got into horror. I read a lot of horror in the month of October because spooky season, and I still find myself, I'll probably still do that this year, but I would like to not forget about that genre in the earlier months of the year because I really have enjoyed diving into that genre. And then sci-fi, I just think I started my channel as a fantasy and sci-fi channel, and I think I've kind of let sci-fi on the wayside and kind of ignored it for a little bit. And so I want to remind myself that those are books that I have enjoyed in the past, and I really need to dive more into the subgenres of sci-fi to see where my taste lies, kind of like I have with fantasy. My next goal is to get my physical TBR down to 0. Currently, I believe my physical TBR is at 13 or 14. If I find an accurate number, I'll put it up here on the screen so you guys know. I do not have a large physical TBR because typically the books that I buy are books that I've read and loved. And I have kind of gotten into the habit this year and last of picking up some books that I haven't read, and some of those are continuations of series, and so I don't mind them being on my physical TBR. I'm probably always going to have some series that are going to be on my physical TBR, but I have enough now that I'm getting a little concerned, and I know some of you are probably laughing at me because I know people have like hundreds of books on their physical TBR, but I am getting anxious that I have 12 and so, or 13 or whatever I have, and so I would like to lessen that down to 0 this year so I can kind of start fresh and they're not on my mind. I know that the books on my shelves I've read and I can continue collecting the books that I've loved. Next, I would like to review and annotate books more. I have not annotated books. Annotation is something that's brand new to me, and I just love seeing people go through. I think it helps you remember the book more. I think it helps you enjoy the book more, but it does force you to kind of, well, and that's a good thing, it forces you to slow down with the book that you're reading. And I think this pairs well, the annotations pairs well with my rereads that I'm doing. I think that those books will be easier for me to annotate because I will be able to know kind of what I'm looking for because I know the storyline already. But I don't just want to limit myself to rereads either. I want to dive into that a little bit. I haven't made myself a goal as far as like how many books I want to annotate. I think it's just something I want to dabble with. If you guys have recommendations on maybe booktubers or bullet journal people on YouTube that you've watched that have really inspired your annotations, let me know in the comments. I would love to add to my pile of research that I need to do for that. And then reviewing, I was listening to Bella's video I'm not going to remember her channel name right now, but I'll link it in the description. And Bella was talking about the fact that I think it was one of her videos on how to enjoy your books more. And she talked about reviewing books, like actually writing down your thoughts. And I used to do this. Every single book I read, I think a couple of years ago, I had a bullet journal and I would review every single book. And it just got overwhelming for me. And so I stopped doing it altogether. And I think that I need to continue with reviewing, but only review the ones that I feel like I need to, or that I really have something to say. And so I'm going to start there. I think I would like to put not a cap, but like a goal of, I would like to review 3 books a month. So 3 books, it could be my highs or my lows of every single month I want to write a review for. I can do more than that. I just don't want to do less. I just want to see if this is something that's going to help me with my enjoyment of my reading. Next, I have my progress on my series. So last year I made a series goal of reading as many series or finishing as many series as I start, which I did not meet. I'll link my series finale that I updated you guys on at the end of the year so you guys can see my failure. I didn't do horrible, but I am starting the year of 2024 with 31 series, and I will continue to pick up series. I know I will. I'm not going to limit myself on doing that. I know that that's going to be part of the process. And so instead of saying I want to finish as many series as I start, which is a lovely goal, and I think I will probably do that eventually again, but I want to try something different this year. I want to say I want to make progress on as many series as I had going into the year. So I have 31 series, and I want to make progress on series. I don't want to say I want to make progress on 31 series, because they don't have to be different series. I want to make progress on series 31 times, if that makes sense. So at the end of the year, I should have read at least 31 books that are in a series, that are at least the second book in a series. So first books don't count. That's not progress in a series. But second books through whatever number the last book in the series is, I want to read at least 31 books that are making progress on the series that I have. That's my series goal for the year. I still am going to continue to try and complete series, but I really want to focus more on progression than finishing, because at this point, since I did focus on finishing series last year, I have more series now that I am not on, like the very last book. I have more series that I'm in the middle of that I need to make progress on. And the last reading goal that I have for this year is my average page count. I had a lot of fun at the end of the year trying to get my average page count up to 400 pages, which I succeeded on, and I learned in my stats video that I really like big books. My Chunky Check-In series has shown me that. I tend to rate larger books higher. I enjoy them more, and so I would like to push myself to keep that average page number at 400 or higher. On to my booktube goals. So I don't want to give you guys a lot of specifics here, but just to give you a little bit of a feel for where my head's at, where I think I'm headed this year. First, starting with sprints. I have not done sprints consistently on my channel. I did with Bucket Listathon in November and really liked it. And I think I would like to start with, I want to do sprints once a month. I know there's a lot of booktubers that do it once a week, but I'm going to start with once a month and just see how that feels for me. I think I'm going to do maybe the middle of the month. I will post whenever I get my schedule. I will let you guys know in future months, but in January, I will be hosting sprints on January 12th. They will be TBR-a-thon sprints, and I'm going to have Leandra and Katie on. I will link their channels down below so you can see them as well. And so they will be on January 12th at 6 p.m. Central. So if you guys would like to join for my first sprints hosted here on my channel for the year, I would love to have you guys. Next, I would like to continue participating in and hosting readathons. And so I do have some plans for a readathon other than Bucket Listathon. I will continue with Bucket Listathon in November again this year, so you guys can meet your yearly goals at the end of the year. So we will do that again in November, but I have plans for something else as well. I don't have details yet, but I will let you guys know as soon as I can. And I also would like to do some more collaborative things within the booktube space. I'm hoping that will do a couple of different things. I have an idea in my mind that's going to be involving some other booktubers and maybe a competition. And I also am thinking of including you guys more in some of my reading. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. I'm still thinking about some ideas, but yeah, I would like to get the community more involved in my channel, because I've really enjoyed sharing conversations with you guys in the comments and chatting with you guys on sprints, and I would like to continue that progression on my channel. Those are my 2024 goals. I have others that are just random and in my head, but these are the ones I kind of wanted to shout out into the universe and make, you know, hold myself accountable for these things that I've had in my mind and in my heart for a while. What goals do you guys have for this year, reading or just in general life goals? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to chat with you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a lovely evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.